Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Karlton Says Live. I'm Karlton T. Clay.
I'm Ariel Cheese.
And thank you guys so much again for joining us on this great day. First off, we want to give a big shout out to Miss Brandy Heath. She's one of our guest co-hosts. She's been on the show a few times. She had a baby boy last week, mind you, after we finished the show.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Like it was after she went to.
Look at her.
Yeah, that is little Alexander, Xander for short. But yeah, right after she went into the hospital like that Friday morning. But he came like after the show. I got the text after the show like she had the baby. So
That is awesome.
so that's little Xander. And I talked to Brandy last night. She said her and her husband Doug and little Xander are doing just fine. They're doing great.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, and as you can see, Cheese is not too far along.
2 down, 1 to go. I'm the last one at the station. I can't wait.
Yeah, we have another woman that was at the station that was pregnant. She had her baby girl too. So it's like it was 3 women pregnant at basically one time. So
Yep, 1 a month.
so yeah, so definitely again big shout out to Brandy, one of our guest co-hosts here at Karlton Says Live. Congratulations to you, and we hope to see you soon.
That's
and
right.
get some rest. Enjoy this time because I hear it gets a little tougher from here.
It gets busy. It's busy. This is a quiet time when they just sleep and they just want you to hold them and stuff. And then they get to be, a year old, and then they're busybodies and they want to touch and run and play. And, that's exciting too, but they definitely keep you on your toes. So enjoy it.
Speaking of from the mother, because this guy right here who's single ain't got no kids can't speak on that. So
Yeah.
Can't
You'll see soon enough. One of these days you will. They'll keep you busy.
Right.
But you love it.
Okay. But on to a more serious subject now. Of course, I know a lot of you are aware of the situation that's going on in Ferguson, Missouri, with 18-year-old Michael Brown. He was allegedly shot and killed by a police officer. He was unarmed. They just released the name of the officer. According to NBC News, the officer's name is Darren Wilson. Again, the officer that shot and killed 18-year-old Michael Brown, his name is Officer Darren Wilson. Now, there was some more news that came from this just down recently from ABC News. According to ABC News, Michael Brown was suspected of allegedly stealing cigars and attacking the store owner. And that's why he was wanted by the cops. And there is also some surveillance video that allegedly shows Michael Brown in the store with the owner jacking him up, matter of fact. So,
Yeah.
It's still a very sad situation.
Nonetheless.
It's definitely sad when a life is taken. It's sad for the family. It's sad for everybody involved. We're at a time. Trayvon Martin did not just happen not too long ago.
Right.
With people still dealing with that. The young man that was found dead, rolled up in a mat, a wrestling mat, and we still exactly
Right, still don't know. This happened a couple. I mean, it seems like it's been like at least a year or
right,
two, right?
right. And then there's the young man earlier in L.A., a special needs. I don't know if you heard about this special needs guy in L.A. He was shot by LAPD. And it's just a lot. It's a lot going on right now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The man, the NYPD choking, all that.
It's not a good look for the police officers.
It's not. Unfortunately, it's not a good look for the police officers. It's causing a lot of unrest. Because just recently with this whole Michael Brown situation, a lot of riots have happened.
Yeah.
People are outraged. People are angry. But I think what the deep root is, people just want to be heard, and I think that's what it is.
Exactly, and it's kind of like, I mean, anytime you hear about someone losing their life, and they're not fighting back, they're not really doing anything to provoke death. That's never a good
right.
It's never a good feeling, and it just seems like it's happening just far too often. And I think really, if anything, it's a lesson to our youth. Black males in general. I mean, think about what you're doing. Not to say that these young men were doing anything wrong, but at the same time, just think about your actions. Because if you're an innocent man that can get killed, imagine, what can happen if you are truly breaking the law. It's just, be mindful of your surroundings, what you're doing, your actions.
I just think we just need to be aware. Unfortunately, it's sad to say, we need to be aware of the world that we live in.
Yes.
I'm speaking as a black man. we have to understand that, unfortunately, this world is not fair.
No.
Unfortunately, there are people who are still racist out there, and people
Yeah.
who do feel like we as black men are a nuisance and that we should not be on this earth. So we have to go a step and beyond to be better, to be
right.
great. You can't do everything what everybody else is doing. I mean, I know it's cool to be out there on the streets with your cronies and hanging out and everything, but a lot of time, even if you're innocent, you're not doing anything, that can give off a negative connotation.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
we're already assumed to be up to no good.
Right.
So
right.
think about again what you're doing, where you're at.
Yeah.
Because
I just again we just have to. I heard this on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show this morning. Again, it's all about making sure we practicing our right to vote. Always just being aware of the issues, being aware of what's going on. And being that difference that you want to see, being that change
That's
that you
right.
want to see. You know what I'm saying? It's easy for us to sit on our couches and complain.
Right.
It's easy for us to sit in these chairs and talk about it. But exactly, what are you doing to make the situation better? I just think it's again, it's just unfortunate. It's a young man. I think he's on his way to college, or and it's sad. His future's gone now.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. It really, because it makes me think about my little brother. He's 17. He's a senior in high school, and I could not imagine if that happened to us. It's awful. So it's like you have to put. In order to understand, you have to put yourself in that situation.
Yeah.
What if that was your little brother that was killed?
That's
What if
right.
that was your son that was killed? I mean, it's just such an unfortunate situation. And I hope that we get all the answers that we need.
Definitely.
I feel there's even though the officer's name has been released, and even though they're trying to say that Michael was allegedly stealing stuff, there's still no resolve.
No, right, exactly. And then I'm just curious as to why it took so long anyway for them to come out and say that he was allegedly involved in a robbery. I mean, this was knowledge that should have been, I'm sure they knew from day one that he was allegedly involved in a robbery. I mean, if anything, it's still wrong that he was shot and killed.
Exactly.
By no means does that excuse that. But still, it's kind of like, don't bring it up now like you're trying to justify your reasoning behind it.
That's to me, that's what it sounds like.
Exactly.
It sounds like they're trying to justify the reason why the police officer shot him multiple times. And he's, and I don't know if you've seen the horrific. I saw the body on the ground with the blood coming from the street. It's awful. It's awful. It's just. I don't know. It's just sad.
It's really disgusting.
It's really sad. It's really sad. And then I want to touch on another issue. I know we don't have graphics for this, but here in Augusta on the home front, last night somebody a couple was robbed. They was on their way to a church in Evans, Georgia. On their way to a church to cut on some sprinklers. The husband left to go do that, and then a robber got in the car, tried to steal the car, shot the wife. The husband heard the gunshot, tried to come save his wife. I guess he was going on, and then the robber just shot him in cold blood. He died on the scene. And the wife right now, she's in critical condition. And the husband, it's sad. You go from, we're going from talking about Michael Brown being, unarmed, being shot and killed, and now we're going to this innocent family who is just going to do God's work, going to cut on. They're doing their part in the church, going to cut on the sprinklers. And then the husband, and now this lady has lost her husband.
Right. I mean, it makes no sense, whatsoever. And I can never understand the mindset of someone who steals a car. Like, do you think that you're going to get away with this? You're not going to. And it's like, if you wanted to rob them, by all means, rob them. But did you have to shoot and kill them?
What was the point?
Like, what was the point there? Because not only are you in trouble now for robbing someone, car theft, but now you have murder on your head. And I mean, that to me is even, that's your life that's just gone.
Gone.
That's your life that's gone also. So you've got two families that are going to be grieving now. And it's just absolutely senseless.
It's unfortunate. I just think, again, it's just too much violence. It's all this senseless killing and people don't think. You don't think about the aftermath of what you do, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's sad, and I it's something that I I can't understand. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I can't. I understand that we all make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, again, I understand, you were being foolish. You wanted to rob someone. You wanted the car. Or, I mean, but you killed somebody. And you killed somebody in a church parking lot.
Right.
I mean, that's low down.
Yeah.
Those people would have probably given you whatever they had and gotten right on out of the car.
Right.
And let you go. Because if you thought you were killing them because you didn't want to get caught, guarantee you're still going to get caught.
I thought they caught him. Didn't they catch the guy? I think they got him. Yeah, they did.
Okay.
They
Well,
catch him.
that's
So they do have the suspect that did kill the man and whatever.
Just out of curiosity, what were the races?
Do you know what the Terrence? You don't. Okay, we don't. We'll keep updated on that. I don't know what it was. So. Yeah, I honestly heard about the story and I just felt like we needed to share that here on Karlton Says Live. It's just again, it's so much senseless killing. It seems like in nowadays nobody cares about life. Nobody. It's like, oh, shoot you, I don't care.
No. And that's unfortunate because, I mean, life is something to be cherished.
Mm-hmm.
You never know when it's your day. You never know when it's your last day on earth. And so to just take someone's life like it's just nothing is just horrible. And it's like if you put yourself in the shoes of the family that you're doing this to, would you want this to happen to your mother?
Right.
Or your father, your grandmother, your brother, your sister? Is this what you would want to see for your family? And 9 out of 10, it's not. No one is that cold-hearted and callous that they'd like to see a family member or loved one die.
Yeah.
So why do you take it upon yourself to choose someone's end?
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
It's sad.
Over stupid stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
You're not gonna get away with that car.
Mm-mm.
And if he's caught, clearly. So what, you had one night, and now look where you are. Life gone.
Yeah, it's sad. So definitely let's keep the family of Michael Brown in our prayers and our thoughts. Let's also keep the woman that here in Augusta, the woman that's she's in critical. Let's keep her in prayer. Let's keep that whole family in prayer as well, because again they lost a family member.
Yeah.
Now her husband's dead, and it's just a sad situation.
Very.
Now also again, as if you've been watching the news this week, we also lost a comedic genius icon, Robin Williams. He died. He was found dead in his home. They're saying that he committed suicide because he hung himself. And they're saying it just came out yesterday. His wife released a report saying that he was in the early stages of Parkinson's disease, but he did not want to release that yet. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So
that just added on to the sadness that he already.
Right, because they said that he's been dealing with depression for a very long time.
And that's a sad thing also. And then it's kind of like when I heard that and I looked, when you see the pictures of him sometimes, mm-hmm. It's almost like he had a sense of sadness, like a look of sadness sometimes about him.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't really think about it at the time because you didn't know, but it's like to look back, it's just kind of like, there were the times that he did kind of look sad.
I just think also too just teaches us that we need to stop thinking about ourselves all the time and just stop always being so in our me phase and being in our world, because it's again, I mean, I'm sure no one knew that Robin Williams was like going to take his life or whatever anything, right. But I'm sure people that his circle, people that were close to him, could be like, are you okay? What's going on? Is there anything we can do to help? Can I be a listening ear? We just have to understand that there's if you think you're having a bad day, and not to negate that your day is bad,
right.
But there's always somebody who's even worse off than what you're doing. So it sometimes you should, especially if you have a close bond with somebody and you notice that something's a little off, mm-hmm. It's okay to be like, hey, are you okay?
Are you all right?
What's going on? And it shouldn't be, a lot of times we say, hey, how you doing? I'm fine. And that's the instant, thing. It's just something to say. But sometimes you can if you're really close with somebody, you can tell something's going on.
This is very true.
And I just think that we need to step outside of our bubbles and just kind of understand that there's people are hurting, and also understand that depression is real. Is very real. There are a lot of people who suffer from it, but they suffer in silence because they're afraid that people are going to tell you this, oh, shut up, get over it.
Right, it's
not that deep. Right.
It's not that bad. Suck it up.
Right. People are so insensitive these days to a lot of things that deal with mental illness.
Yeah.
You know, so and unfortunately, these people are suffering in silence, and they don't have anybody to lean on or depend on or to talk to.
Right.
You know, and they just feel like, hey, what's the point? Nobody cares. Nobody cares
Right.
about me, and I'm just gonna take my life.
Which just adds, on to what pushes them closer to taking their lives.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like it's not about race. It's not about social class. I mean, it affects everyone. So it's definitely something to be mindful of. And, just like that saying goes, there was the man that complained because he had no shoes until he met a man that had no feet. Again, there's always someone that's worse off than you. You think you get paid and you don't have enough money to stretch, but then think about the man who's homeless, who wishes that he had the opportunity to be broke because he paid all of his bills, but he has a roof over his head. So, like you said, it could always be worse. And we should, again, take the time to just be, grateful for what we do have and the opportunities, and reach out to people.
Yeah.
Reach out.
I think it's like, you listen to a lot of these comedians who say they're dealt with depression, or they were depressed, they're dealing with it. I remember Mark Curry dealt with depression. He was thinking about taking his own life. He was in a bad accident, and he was saying, he just was like, he got depressed, and he was like, I'm gonna end it. But his friends came around to him and was like, checking on him, being there for him, giving him that encouragement he needed. So, and he realized, life was precious. So a lot of I think Jim Carrey said once that he was dealing with depression.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, wow, these comedians, these people that make us feel good and make us laugh, but on the inside they're hurting.
Yeah, I mean, because they're human also.
Mm-hmm.
And so their lives are magnified. Their job is to make other people happy, and that alone is stressful. And then, like they say, it's not about money, but with money comes more problems, and you've got all of these people that are there that are maybe pushing you because you've got to make this deadline, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. But like you said, is anyone really stopping to say, hey, wait a minute, how are you? Are you okay? Do you need a break? Do you want to talk? And, it's important to have that kind of support behind you. So, just I hope we don't lose anybody else.
Yeah.
To, something like this.
What's your favorite movie that Robin Williams was in, or movies, or?
I'm a fan of Popeye, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Of course, yeah.
That's a classic. Hook. I mean, really, just I can say that I liked all of his movies. I really liked The Birdcage. I thought he was good in that. I'm really just an overall fan, just in general. It was real sad to hear that he had passed. So it was just like, wow, such a bright light just gone.
Yeah, my favorite movie is Mrs. Doubtfire. I watch it every time it comes on. Every time. I love that movie. It's such a great movie. And of course, we cannot forget Jumanji. That's another one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, Jumanji is real good.
That movie scared me when I was a kid.
Partially, I can understand why. Shit, I don't know what this game I'm playing.
That movie was scary as a kid. And I tell you, to this day, I'm 28 years old. I would not buy the Jumanji game. Would not be buying that. I know it's just a game and just a movie, but you think about it, you're like, dang, these animals gonna come alive and keep.
You're not gonna go into the bathroom and say Bloody Mary either, then, huh?
No, definitely not. And of course, we cannot forget that he was the voice of the genie on Aladdin. So, yeah, definitely. So he would definitely be missed. And he actually has 4 movies that are coming out this year. And
they look like they're really going to be, from what I read, they're going to be good movies. So I'm really excited to see them. I mean, without a doubt, everybody's going to be checking them out now. So, but I'm excited. It's, and then you think about it too, and it's like 4 movies coming out this year. I mean, imagine the stress that he was probably under just in that. That's a lot of work.
A lot of work.
That's a lot of work, and then you add on to the fact there's 4 movies that were actually made that are coming out. Then there were the plans of Mrs. Doubtfire 2, so that was probably work in itself. And then you add on to the fact that he was in the early stages of Parkinson's, so that meant that his body was already taking its it was taking a toll on his body. So it was just a lot, I'm sure, for one person to have to go through. And again, those yes people. Come on, we got this.
Gotta make this money.
We gotta do it. So
yeah. So definitely Robin Williams. We lost somebody else too this week. Lauren Bacall. Yeah, she's definitely a big name in Hollywood on Broadway. So definitely this has been a really, really rough week.
Yeah, and then not only that, but which was sad also, but the race car driver who
killed
the 20-year-old race, the driver. That was sad too. It's just like, man, and when I first read this, when I was hearing the story, I didn't. It was just like, okay, darn, how unfortunate. And then I saw the young man was 20, and it was just like, oh gosh, he was so young, in the beginning of his, career, and just. I thought that was sad also. So yeah, it has been a really sad week, just in general.
Definitely has been heavy. But there's some good news on the movie front. We lost somebody 5 years. Not we, but the world lost somebody 5 years ago. Brittany Murphy. They just released the announcement that Lifetime will be producing a movie about her life.
That's awesome.
So it's coming out coming out next month. And I'm looking it up. I'm trying to find it.
I like Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
She was real quirky.
She was. Somebody asked, though, what would the movie be about? Because, I guess she was so young. I know she did a lot of movies, but as far as, what exactly are they going to be covering of her life?
I guess maybe just her rise to fame.
Yeah.
Where she started off at. I mean, really, I can't say that we know, a whole lot about. I think the first movie she really did was Clueless. The big one, but I'm sure that there was probably some stuff, some little stuff that she probably did first. So probably just how Clueless kind of put her on the map, and then how her life maybe just kind of transitioned, from the different movie roles to her dad.
Yeah. So definitely, it comes out in September. Look it up on Lifetime.com. I had the date, can't seem to find it. So it's definitely coming out in September on Lifetime. So definitely check that out, the Brittany Murphy movie. Now, speaking of movies on Lifetime, the Aaliyah movie. Now, there's still some more controversy covering it. As you can see, those are these two people. Don't know their names on top of the head, but if you see the young lady, she's been casted to play Missy Elliott, and the guy has been casted to play Timbaland. Now, I wish we had a picture of what Missy and Timbaland look like, but you know what they look like.
Yeah, and that ain't it.
I mean,
not even close.
Not only, I ain't trying to be funny. They might as well just kept Zendaya then, because Zendaya is not a part of the movie anymore. She's supposed to be playing Aaliyah, but she got a lot of backlash on Twitter, and then she dropped from the movie. So
I agree.
They might as well have kept her. If they're gonna cast these two people, and nothing against them, I'm sure they're fine actors and they're fine actress or whatever. I've never seen them before.
But that ain't Missy.
But that's not Missy, and that's not Timbaland.
Like, oh, come on now.
And
especially it wasn't them in that time of their life when Aaliyah was here.
Right.
Yeah.
And let's not make it. Don't try to say because they light skin, whatever. They ain't got nothing to do with it. It's the fact that they don't look nothing like them.
Not even a little bit.
This chick looks Asian.
And where's the chub?
Right?
I mean,
unless they're trying to giving her a fat suit.
And then I ain't digging that either, because that's not authentic. You could have found somebody that was, slightly thicker to play the role. I mean, we embrace Missy for that.
Yeah.
Timbaland also. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, I'm not feeling this casting. I don't know what's going on with this movie. I don't know if I'm not sure if they've got the rights yet to the music. Because if they don't have the music, I'm not checking for this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Honestly, I want to hear the music. I want to hear her inspiration behind the music, what was going on. I mean, of course, some people want to hear the juice of the R. Kelly thing or whatever. But there was definitely more to Aaliyah than that.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I could care less about R. Kelly stuff. We know.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever.
It is what it is. He's a pedophile.
But I mean, I think they need to stop and go back to the drawing board.
Whoever the casting director is truly, I think this is his first time doing his job, and they should probably hire someone that's a little bit more skilled that's done this before.
I absolutely agree.
If that were the case, they would do a better job, because like you said, it's not about the color. It's just they don't look like
about authentic. Right.
They don't fit the bill, and the people that are going to be watching this movie, we know who Missy is. We know who Timbaland is.
We knew who Aaliyah was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we want to see something that looks like that.
Right.
And we trying to pass nothing off to us because it's, that's who we want to play it. Negative.
I think they need to, whoever the casting for Whitney movie is needs to cast for the Aaliyah movie. They were dead on with Yaya for Whitney. She looks just like Whitney, especially if you look at that promotional picture.
Yeah.
And the guy who's playing Bobby looks like Bobby.
Yeah.
Hire the casting from Whitney to Aaliyah.
Far better job.
Oh yeah,
far better job.
I don't know who's behind this, but
they need to tighten up.
Because I'm not feeling it.
Because at the rate they're going, we're not gonna watch. Or when we do watch, we're not going to give it the support that it could have gotten had they done a better job in picking. We're going to be critical of the movie. We're not going to be looking at, we're not going to be looking at the skill of it. We're going to be looking at who's playing it. We're going to be talking about, that don't look like them.
Right.
Because we already doing it. So you already know what we're going to do when the movie come on.
Agreed.
Clown.
Agreed. So I think y'all need to go back to the drawing board with that one.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe we need to protest it too.
People are already doing it.
Well, we need to continue.
Yep.
Boot them on out.
Yep. All right.
Somebody that resembles them.
Agreed. Rumor has it that Sierra and Future have broken up. They've stopped their engagement. It's no longer there. It's over because allegedly he cheated on her while he was on tour. Are we surprised?
No.
Okay.
It's unfortunate though. I mean, nobody wants to be cheated on, and
that's true.
Gosh, who wants to break up with their fiance after giving birth 3 months ago? So I can only imagine that was it's hard. So I sympathize with her that she's having to go through that, because I couldn't imagine. I don't want to have to imagine what she's feeling like. But
yeah, and everybody who knows me knows I'm not the biggest Sierra fan. But I'm good. But I mean, it was sad to hear. I was sad about. I was like, dang, she just had his baby.
And named him Future. I wonder if she think about changing that name now.
I hope so.
Sure hate she couldn't see into the future.
Yeah, that it's unfortunate, and I mean, but I'm not gonna front. I kind of called it. I wish we were doing the show back then, because I kind of called it. I was talking to Kendra, my sister, and I was like, I mean, nothing. I'm not saying if you have multiple baby mothers that you can't be faithful. I'm not saying that, so don't put that on my face. I didn't say that, but it
does show a track record.
It's a pattern. Yeah, it's a pattern, and I don't know how far apart the kids are. How do you know?
No, I don't know.
Okay, but it's a pattern. I'm sorry.
It's definitely a pattern. It shows that you are cool with unprotected sex with women, and you have children, and you don't always stick around to be, you don't stick around to the end. I think, and I can't speak for women. I'm not a woman, obviously. But, I mean, I think maybe in Sierra's mind, she thought she could be that one that could change her. Well, I think we all think we can be that one. I mean, just everybody isn't meant to be, like, you can't change somebody. Either they're going to be who they are, or they're not. And, if a man or anyone wants to do better, they are going to do better.
Agreed.
You can encourage them, but no amount of encouragement can really make someone do something that they don't want to do. That's just it. It's up to you to really be the change that you want to see. And if you're not wanting to be that, then you're not. Because nobody made him cheat. If he did cheat, nobody made him do that.
Again, all this is alleged, but I mean, people are running with this. It's like they already got CC is free and all. They got everything. But I read that Sierra, I heard on Ricky Smiley. I love Ricky Smiley on the show, by the way.
Me too. Can't wait. September 20th.
They were saying that Sierra never did an interview with US Weekly, and then she was like, she's fine or whatever, and everything's good. So I don't know. It's like this.
I read something about that article when she was saying that they were being thirsty, and I think what they were saying is that she did an article with someone, and then they took the information and took it out of context. Okay. But that she did say in the article that she wasn't with him. Because they did say that she was saying that they were thirsty for taking her words and twisting them. Yeah. But they said that she didn't deny the fact that they weren't together anymore. So that part, she never said, hey, that's not true. Don't say that. Okay. Just, hey, don't take my words and twist them around. Yeah. The
media can be very thirsty in that aspect.
Yeah, I mean, because that's what they do. I mean, that's their job, to sensationalize the story.
So we'll listen and we'll watch it and read it.
Because it's not interesting. Are you really paying any attention? No.
That's a good point.
Where's the drama? Where's the juice?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, we're actually about to run out of time. This was a quick 30 minutes. This felt quicker than... Yeah, this felt kind of quick. I guess because all the heavy stuff that was going on. Yeah. So definitely had to address that here on Karlton Says Live. But... tune in next week. We will definitely be talking about. I wanted to talk about Danny Kane because I was so rooting for them. The episode where my siblings were on here, and we was talking about Danny Kane. My other three was like, "It's over," and I was on one like, "Oh no, Danny Kane!
This is it.
It's not. They're done. They broke up again." Oh my God! So we're gonna talk about that next week. Apparently, allegedly, rumor has it there was a fight in the studio between Dawn and Aubrey. But we'll tell you why next week on Karlton Says Live. Also, the Love Hip Hop ATL season finale is on Monday. So, of course, we're going to talk about everything that went down next Friday on Karlton Says Live. I'm Karlton.
I'm Ariel.
And we will see y'all next week. See you later.
Bye, guys.